Here's something you might not have tried. When you're playing a groove, usually we're playing what we call eighth notes on the hi-hat. So like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And there's lots of hi-hats there. But try and take any groove you normally play like that. So say like this one. And then try and play half the number of notes on the hi-hat. So rather than 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you just play 1, 2, 3, 4. And try and keep the rest of the groove the same. And what you'll find is a lot of your kicks and snares rely on that hi-hat. So as soon as you change that, as soon as you mess that, everything falls apart. So it's trying to get away from that, like, relying on your right hand in order to play the groove. And that opens up a lot of kind of emptier sounding grooves, which sound kind of heavy and great for these kind of rock breakdowns. So rather than 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see all of a sudden, ooh. Rather than rather than that kind of death by hi-hat kind of approach. So, but it takes a little bit of kind of work. So start simple, kick, snare, and then like add extra things in. And the thing is, you'll have to be playing bass drums and snare drums that aren't lined up with a hi-hat, and that causes people a lot of problems. Now, there's a load of exercises you can get into to help with that, but to start with, just have a try and just spend some time in that kind of gross, kind of uncomfortable, frustrating kind of area. Okay, that's what we call practice. And the more time you spend in that, the better you're going to get at the drums and get kind of comfortable with, this ain't going to be pleasant, but the more time I spend here, the more I get comfortable and the better I'm going to be. So spending time with that. Another little thing you can do if you're already able to do that is, say you're playing that on the ride cymbal, try and put your left foot in between. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and do the same kind of groove, and that sounds like this. And you get this kind of tick-tock kind of thing, which sounds really cool when you speed it up as well. And again, I'll do a little solo with a bit of that in a sec. But if you want any help with this kind of stuff, I do give one-to-one online drum lessons. So please get in touch. Doesn't matter where you are. We can connect and I can help you with your drumming. Anyway, here we go. You hear just that, there's little things you can play around with there. And just do your normal grooves, kick and snare can just do its thing. We've already spent a lot of work on that, I'm sure. But it's that, right, left, right, trying to work on the cymbal stuff. A lot of people kind of don't play with that because the right hand is always kind of holding everything together. Anyway, you guys have a great week. I'll see you soon.